I'm Limone.eth. I'm one of the co-founder of the Urbe.eth community. We co-founded Urbe almost 3 years ago at this point. Was May 2022. I was attending an event in Milan, was Spaghetti-It, and Matteo, the organizer, will come later on the stage as well. And there I was just like starting my journey in Web3, and I met Matteo Icari here, and Frank. Where is Frank? He's there. I met them, and we realized that we were all from Rome, and we didn't know anybody else in Rome. Talking about Web3, talking about all these ideas and projects and values, whatever. And so we said, okay, let's just meet and have a beer, exchange some ideas, articles, whatever. And 3 years later, here we are. So we organize a lot of events in Rome. We also actually expanded out of Rome along the years. We have Urbe Talks has been probably our flagship event in Rome for a while. It's kind of like our meetup with some simple talks and drinks. Then we started organizing Urbe delegations, which I will go through in more details soon. But basically, everything that you see here is about onboarding developers in the Web3 ecosystem. We engaged around 500 of them, more than 500, in counting all Rome events, campus, hackathons, and hacker houses that we organized. We did a lot of these Urbe delegation trips that are very funny experiences where we go abroad together to any Ethereum major event happening around the world. We were in Bucharest, Barcelona, Amsterdam. I will show you some pictures because they are also very, very funny, not only for, as a learning experience, but also as a bonding experience. I think that Urbe delegation have been like an incredible catalyst for everything that we've been doing. We also been very successful at these hackathons, and we organized a lot of events, and I believe that the Urbe Hub will further increase this number and trend. This is just what we did last year, 6 Urbe campus. So basically these bootcamps where we bring developers from zero to hero in Solidity and Web3 web development. We organize them in universities and coding schools, not only in Rome and Italy, but also in Bangkok, in Brussels, in Warsaw. And we will keep doing it this year as well. And this afternoon, Deca will show us the overall plan for the year. We organized 7 hacker houses as are these one-day deep dives into specific topics on a weekend usually. So instead of just chilling and going to cinema or having a walk, we like hanging out in front of our laptops, learning about a new protocol or SDK to build a new Web3 project. We organize one international hackathon. I mean, it's at Rome. It can happen only once a year because it's very effort requiring, let's say. And in all of these, we involved more than 300 developers and run more than 100 hours of education in all these occasions. But numbers alone don't tell a story. So how we started, where we are here. We have the Urbe Hub now. We have all these amazing results, achievements, how many hours we've been running campuses, how many hackathons, how many bounties we won, but they don't really tell a story. I think that all the communities out there, maybe they are doing similar numbers, better numbers, or worse numbers. But what I think it's unique about Urbe is about our friendship, because it's about the people that are here. And that's why I want to walk you through all the story from the start. This is where we started. This is Spaghetti-It, the first event. I don't have pictures with anybody else because I didn't know Matteo and Frank yet. And these, by the way, are taken by my iPhone. So that's why I'm almost in all the pictures, not because I'm everywhere, but because I have these photos. This is the first meetup that we made in Rome. It's a simple hangout, like just an aperitivo, where we were talking and knowing each other. There are people here that probably are. No, I think that all of them are still in Urbe. This is Emilio, Federico, this is me, this is Matteo, Marcello, Carlo, Paolo, and Frank. And this is how we started, like just booking a table for 10 and talking about Web3. We did it a couple times in summer 2022. And then in September 2022, there was the Ethereum merge, and we thought that for such a great event, we could organize our first meetup. So we booked a room, and we organized a couple talks, one of which was about the Ethereum merge, another one, this is Crypto Gallo talking about communication and in Web3, because he was working in communication with institutions, and so he wanted to bring to the community like some of his knowledge about this. So Urbe Talks has always been about giving voice to the people in the community about their skills, their interests, everything that can help others learning something new. And we did around like 20 of them for 20 consecutive months, so a lot. After that, we started traveling together for this Urbe delegation. The first one was ETH Lisbon 2022, was the first hackathon we were going on together. It was me, Paolo, there's Matteo here, Gallo, and Frank again. It's always somehow like us, especially in the beginning. And this was such an incredible experience, first because it was our first Ethereum hackathon, but also because even if we didn't want anything, we had an amazing time at the hackathon. We had an amazing party. Probably, I remember in Lisbon, we had the best party ever. and this photo here, I remember this precisely because it was after the hackathon. We were kind of like sleep deprived because we didn't know how to manage the sleep during hackathons at the time, was the first one. And we were just drinking a beer after the hackathon in that evening. And I remember that maybe after a couple beers, we decided to start working on Ethereum. This is the moment. This was a party. That's another one. After Lisbon, we created this concept of Urbe delegation because we were enjoying it so much that within the community, we wanted to organize more of these trips. And ETH Porto was the first one. So ETH Lisbon was kind of casual. We all decided to go there without much in mind. While ETH Porto was kind of like organized, we went there with some gifts for the ETH Porto team because we were organizing ETH Rome, so we wanted to share with them our support for their event. Was the first one as well. So we from Rome, we brought them pecorino, guanciale, vino, some stuff to cook a proper carbonara, right? We didn't attend the hackathon there, but I remember we attended a lot of side events with open bar and food, so a lot of fun. And this was just the first one. This is another great picture. 1 year of Urbe was May 2023, and we remember like we started in 4. Was one dinner with me, Matteo, and Frank, and Gallo, and 1 year of Urbe. This is all of us, and there were some people even like missing here. But it was growing so fast. It's another like great delegation that I remember. Was very funny, even the hackathon, and we were really connected with the local community there, Crypto Canal. We also went there last year, and we will probably be going to ETH Dam this year as well. ETH Barcelona, it's probably my favorite because was very special. For the first time, not only we went to the hackathon, to the conference, just as attendees, but thanks to our, let's say, art or media director, Baby B, that it's there behind the camera. We, big applause for him. We decided to first organize an event. So it was the first time that we were organizing an event abroad, and was Urbe Talk edition number 10. But also in the conference, we've been running a lot of interviews with people. And you see here, we had our, let's say, standalone angle or like room where Frank was interviewing great people in the space, and was like an incredible experience. And this picture here and this picture here are very special to me, but very special to the Urbe.eth community because it's the first time we met with Akasha. How did it happen? So we were looking for a location to host this Urbe Talk in Barcelona, and a friend that is running a community there suggested us to connect with Carmen from the Akasha Hub in Barcelona. We managed to organize this event. It was like one of the best Urbe talks that I remember. Mihai was on the stage. There was Mattia, who's not here with us today, but hopefully will come visit soon. There were a bunch of speech about projects that we were building. I think there was even one about Brian, right? Which will be even, you know, like it will be fun to see 2 years later where at which stage Brian evolved, and was a very emotional moment. We had this picture all together, and we also were running another interview with Mihai, and I remember, as Gallo was saying, that after that event we were really like starting to think about what if we bring like a space like this to our city. And of course at the time was impossible for us. We maybe nobody was working full time in Urbe. There was not much, you know, frequency and engagement within all the events that we were doing, so it was kind of like difficult or to plan for something like that. But thankfully, like 2 years later, we are here today. And another great one that I remember that somehow upscaled our efforts in the space is the Urbe House in Brussels. So I was telling you that we started by organizing events in Rome, and we're still doing it. We're still doing a lot of stuff here in the city, at Rome, Urbe Talks, Urbe Hacker Houses, and there will be more stuff with the Urbe Hub, but we also started to connect with the international ecosystem. So by going to 20 of like these Ethereum major hackathons and events, we connected to a lot of companies, people, communities around the world. And for ECC in Brussels, we did something that is kind of crazy to think about it and how it happened, because in less than 1 month, we managed to organize a 4-day side event at ECC, which is the biggest probably Ethereum events happening in Europe. And in this side event, we basically rent coffee shop with a bunch of other rooms to run talks and stuff. And inside of it, we organized an Urbe campus. So it was a week-long Solidity and Web3 development, again, learning experience running till the hackathon. We were organizing focus hacker house on I believe with frames, with some AI stuff. There was an event by Brian, so it was our space, kind of, you know, imagining the Urbe Hub, but for 4 days in another city. Crazy stuff. I remember it was like crazy to pull it off, but it was so fun because in Brussels probably was the largest ever delegation. There were 25 people around the city with this hoodie, and so of course like. People noticed us, but that happened also in Porto, in Barcelona. Showing at every conference and every Ethereum hackathon with this hoodie allowed us to grow our, let's say, reputation in the space, because we were always showing up, no matter what. And these are just, you know, a bunch of photos that I wanted to include. I was going through all my photos since May 2022, and there are like some funny ones. There are even some videos that I wasn't able to include here for various reasons. Because in time, what I want to say here with all these pictures is that not only we like building and shipping and learning about the new tech, but we also like having fun. So you see us like partying everywhere around the world at these events, while the morning after we are building for the next hackathon project. And that's what I think it's unique in our way in which we do things. Some other photos from all over the world. London, I believe I also have a slide. Yeah, with all of them. So we went to Lisbon, Denver, Porto, Amsterdam, it Global Lisbon again, it Barcelona, it Prague, Paris, Warsaw, Berlin, Lisbon again, Dev Connect Istanbul, it Denver again, London, Seoul, Bucharest, Amsterdam, Prague, Brussels, Warsaw, San Francisco, Singapore, DevCon Bangkok, and the last one is Zurich. So we went to 25, 23, I don't know how many of them, and we were always like coding for the hackathon, hanging out at side events, talking with sponsors, talking with companies, talking with people that we met at previous hackathons. Was so much fun. So, and I believe it's because of all of these that we've been growing as individuals, because not only you are traveling and learning something new, you are connecting with other like-minded people from your city, but also from other communities. And it's an incredible opportunity to learn about new cultures, new visions, and other perspectives about the world. And I think it's very important for us because the main reason why we started Urbe is because we felt somehow alone in our country, in our city, for what we like to do, what we like to talk about, or from a work perspective maybe. And so Urbe delegation allowed us to connect with the overall ecosystem and bring everything that we learned back in our city, and the Urbe Hub is the result of all of that. Urbe Campus, I mean, I was already talking about this. It's like this boot camp that we started doing in Rome 2023, and we have a list also here. And it expanded. It expanded a lot because there's much need about new developers that join the space, that start contributing instead of just speculating or trading with meme coins and this stuff. So Urbe Campus is our effort to bring new developers, young developers in the space to contribute and create something new, have an impact. We did one in Rome 2023, we did one February 2024 in Rome, one in Brussels, one in Warsaw, again for Rome, Bangkok, and the last one is in Florence. And the special thing about this Urbe Campus is that they are always placed before an hackathon, because we want to give the students, these developers, the full learning experience. So they learn about something new, and then they have some time to apply that. In a week, somehow they have a brief understanding of what they did. It's not that they ship or they're ready to ship like high quality project, let's say, but it's the starting point which we hope will onboard many of them to contribute in the longer term. Rome 2024, you probably all know about it. It's yet like the only Web3 and Ethereum hackathon that is happening in our country, and it's our best effort to bring all our friends and partners from all over the world in Rome for a weekend or more. And it's been having like great response also from the local community, because around 45–50% of the participants are coming from abroad. The rest is coming from Rome all over Italy, and that's what Rome is for. Rome is for the local community, because it's important to showcase people that maybe don't have the capacity to travel like we did in the past 3 years, and have a chance to witness what we see around the world in a weekend in Rome, just by getting a train or coming here if they are already in Rome. This is Rome 2024, where we first announced the new Urbe Hub opening that wasn't already. I don't think if we knew the date already. We kind of announced it without a precise date, and we're here today. So I'm glad that we kept that promise and shipped so fast. And yeah, here we are. So this is all the story. Of course, if you want to know more, I can show you my iPhone with all the photos and videos and stuff that we did. But I really wanted to take this moment to go through all of these, because there's our friend Matteo here that is kind of always saying us that every time we create something new, we do something, let's say the first Urbe Talk, the first Rome, the first Urbe Hub, whatever, we are the day after or even the day before, we are already thinking about what's next. And Matteo always tells me that sometimes maybe we should take it chill. We should watch back all that we did, because it's great, and it helps us like celebrating all these moments, remembering what we did and how we came here and why we're here today. So yeah, I kind of like yesterday I was having like a lot of fun watching all these moments that we had around the world, and I'm sure that the Urbe Hub will increase the size of my photos folder in the next year. So please, a big applause for the Urbe.eth community so far, and the story and everything. but exactly because of this, Matteo, don't mind me. But we yesterday or the week before or a couple months ago, we were already planning for this year. So these are our plans for 2025, and I'm sure that more things will come as maybe tomorrow I wake up and we have another idea and whatever. But so far, what we know is that we will organize more Urbe Campus. It's probably the most successful format that we are running now. There will be 5 of them. There will be another e-trom with Urbe Village as well, which Giulio, which I'm not sure where he is, but will tell you more about our plans for this year event, which will get a big upgrade because we feel like hackathons as a standalone events don't bring much value anymore. We need to do something, let's say, that have a bigger impact on the ecosystem. We will be doing Urbe delegations, so we will keep traveling to measure hackathons, Ethereum events. I'm sure we will go to Bucharest, to Prague, to Warsaw. So you will see more Urbe hoodies around the world. We will start organizing some new type of events. Now that we have the Urbe Hub, we can do a lot more stuff. So probably the biggest problem that we had in the past 3 years was always finding a location to run our events. Always finding a location that was fitting our budget, fitting the position needs, fitting all the tools and stuff that we needed. But now that we have the Urbe Hub, the cool thing is that if we have an idea for a new type of event, like this one that we are planning for the next months, and I will tell you more in a second. It's cool because we have a space, we have an home base, and we can make it happen if we want. And in particular, like these build sprints that we will start organizing will be a way to bring more international people closer to the Urbe Hub, because something that we somehow realize is that Rome is not an attractive city for us first, and that's why we aggregated to make it better. But it's also like difficult to bring people from all over the world to Rome with respect to, I don't know, Lisbon, Amsterdam are more interesting for these kind of topics. So we will start organizing some sort of online hybrid event that will end up with a residency in Rome so that people can enjoy the space and everything that we do here. And yeah, of course, like always cooking more stuff. 5 Urbe Campus, I already saw it. Oh yeah, I forgot about these slides. We will be going to New York and have Connect wherever it will be in November. And oops, spoiler. and yeah, that's pretty much it, how I say. Yeah, one thing actually I forgot to mention. No. Spoiler. Why the Urbe Hub? I was thinking about this because talking with people from Urbe, I came to realize that Urbe is no more only about Web3. It's no more about blockchain. It's more about the people and the connections that we made along the way. It's about the way we approach work, the way the things that we want to push forward, and something cool that also somehow proved this theory. There's this thing called human design that Andrea does. She's there, and she kind of, like human design is about understanding your energies, how you interact with others, this kind of stuff. And after like doing these human design readings to at least half of the community, there's one thing that we all have in common, and I think that it's much true, is that we always need, what? No, we all like beer, yes, but one thing that we all have in common, and I want to finalize all the readings for all the other people here, but one thing that we all have in common is around our constant need to have new inputs, new stimulus from outside and from each others. And the Urbe Hub, I think, will finally make it happen, because we will be not 24 hours long, but we are spending, even in the past weeks, even if the Urbe Hub wasn't officially open, we were spending whole the week there. The weekend, of course, like we were kind of building it up, but we were also just hanging around there, talking and drinking a beer. We also did a barbecue, spoiler. and so I'm really happy that we have this place, because now we can really connect with each other and keep growing this co-creation that we started with a much more higher frequency. That's it.